Imagine your ultimate sanctuary at sea. No kids, no chaos, just the sounds of the ocean and that classic British cruising feel. For many, that's exactly what P&O Arcadia has always been. But from Christmas 2026, P&O is doing what some would call the unthinkable. They're opening certain sailings up to families. So is this the beginning of the end for adults only cruising on P&O? Is it time to find a new favourite ship? Or is this reaction just a little bit over the top? Today we're looking at the facts, the dates and the reality of what an Arcadia family cruise might actually look like. So let's start with the facts. P&O isn't turning Arcadia or Aurora into a family megaship overnight. We're talking about roughly 20 sailings split between the two ships, mostly during school holidays and Christmas. And to be clear, the majority of the year will still remain adults only on both Arcadia and Aurora. But for a ship that's built its reputation on being a kid-free zone, this is still a pretty big shift. Isn't that what Iona and Avia is for? P&O says this is about growing demand for multi-generational cruising, with more families choosing to travel together. And that may well be true, but it also shows where the brand is heading. They've been leaning into the family market for years, and with Avia and Iona dominating the school holidays, they've already secured that space. Which raises a fair question. Is this about improving the passenger experience, or about filling more cabins and keeping the shareholders happy? Because while it makes commercial sense, it does risk alienating the loyal passengers who chose these ships for peace, quiet and tradition. But here's the part that really stands out. Arcadia wasn't designed for families. There are no water slides, no splash zones, no kids clubs or teen lounges, so if families do come aboard, children won't have dedicated areas to go to. They'll just be part of the general ship environment. And that raises another interesting question. Without those spaces, do children simply become more visible in areas that were always designed to be quieter and more adult-focused? And then there's places like the Crow's Nest, which for me, as a lot of you know, is one of my favourite spaces on any P&O ship. A quiet drink, good conversation and a more refined atmosphere. Now picture that same space with children drifting in and out, not because they're doing anything wrong, but because there's nowhere else for them to go. That's the shift I think people are worried about. And to be clear, this isn't about disliking children. Many of us cruise with our own families and love every minute of it. But when your children are all grown up, this is your time. And ships like Arcadia and Aurora have been one of the few places that still offer that calmer, more relaxed experience. To be fair though, on ships like Avia and Iona, spaces like the Crow's Nest never felt overrun. But those ships are built for families with plenty of other things to keep them occupied elsewhere. Arcadia isn't. That said, this could all just be a storm in a teacup. When we cruised on Avia and Iona, our girls weren't even interested in kids clubs anyway. As long as there was a pool, a gym, good food and somewhere to sit and read, they were happy. In fact, without phones, we ended up having some really great quality family time. So it's entirely possible this won't even attract huge numbers of families, just a smaller group whose children are happy with the simpler onboard experience. I really liked P&O Arcadia for her tradition and atmosphere, and even though this is only for a limited number of sailings, opening her up to families does feel like P&O is starting to shift away from what made her feel special. So what do you think? Are you sticking with Arcadia, or does this change make you look elsewhere? Let me know in the comments. So until next time, thanks for watching and happy cruising.